Hi, I'm Brian Nash from How We Got Here Genealogy. And like many of you, I've done a DNA test. In fact, I've done a few um, to try to help me in getting the little bit more to know my roots. So, in a previous video, I had done that I shared. I had done a DNA test and shared my results from my heritage. And then more recently, I went through this with this video showing the process of creating or starting a DNA test and sending it off to my ancestry. Well, I sent it off. It took about 6 weeks, and I got the results. So in this video, I'm going to share the results. And before I get much farther, let's just and show you them. Let's just go through what I'm expecting. So this is what my expectations would be. This is my family tree going 5 generations. My father's on the top half, my mother's family's on the bottom half. So there's myself, my parents, my grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, which brings us back 5 generations, including myself. From all my research and that I have established through sources, I know that my father's family, everybody has come. So my past this would be all from Ireland originally. They might have came to Canada through, like, for instance, these relatives here came from Newfoundland when it was still an independent colony or dominion, depending on the year. But they came from Ireland before that. Likewise, down here, all my ancestors came from Scotland. In fact, my great-grandmother, who I've talked about before, she's my most recent ancestor to come from Canada, and she was from Scotland directly. So, should I suspect that I would have 50% Scottish, 50% Irish? That's what I'm suspecting. That's what I didn't get in my other results from my heritage, but I'm expecting from Ancestry to be there. Now, as far as from Ireland and Scotland, what happened over there before they came to Canada, I've only gone, in some I've only gone back to that generation that actually came. A few I've gone further. So knowing the British Isles, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Scandinavian, some English, but I think for the most part it should be Scottish and Irish, which would be really common to a lot of people who can trace their ancestors in Atlantic Canada, back having been here in the 18th or 19th century, having arrived here at that point. So I'm suspecting that's what I will find out. So we're going to take a look and see what it is, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what's here as far as the ethnicity origins. I'm going to probably do a further video comparing these results to my heritage, but I'm also going to do a video upcoming on using the DNA results for more than just the ethnicity estimates. But this is what people want to know, and there is a lot of information that can help you in this. By knowing those ethnicities, if you weren't already aware of them, it can get you started in the right direction. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the actual results. So, as you can see, if you look right above me, you can see that I wasn't too far off in my actual estimates. So for Scottish, I had 54%, and they have this broken down to the Scottish Highlands. It lets me break down a little further, and this, as far as I know, is actually pretty correct. Though my great grandmother, she was a lowland Scot. She was from Edinburgh, Midlothian, I believe is how you pronounce it, actually. So she's there. She's from there, so that's the sort of the. But this is pretty accurate from the other parts of my family that I know. It gives me an overview. I can find out what was going on in particular years with this. But let's go back. So if I go back, so 54% Scottish, 46% Irish. That's probably pretty true, because there is this area in Northern Ireland which is has what's called the Ulster Scots. So there were people of Scottish heritage that had moved to Northern Ireland. So my family that I all thought was from Ireland, it is possible that they would have some Scottish going back into generations that I haven't yet researched. And so really nothing too surprising. It has a couple different communities. It has Newfoundland, as I showed you on my ancestry. I do have relatives that had come to Newfoundland, and Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Maine border settlements, which is very accurate as well. That I would have that's where my relatives all ended up, either in the Halifax area for my father's side, or in the Cape Breton area of Nova Scotia for my mother's side. Even the relatives, my dad's that came from Newfoundland, that's where they had settled, was outside of Halifax in the Prospect Bay area. So all in all, nothing overly surprising there. Nothing that I didn't suspect. I didn't see some of the things I did see in the MyHeritage results, which, like I said, I'm going to do a comparison. But there is a lot of good information in there. Like I said, nothing overly surprising, but it's, as a genealogist, it's not really just those ethnicity estimates that we really want to know about, or it's with our DNA. It's the connections that they make. So if you haven't done any research and you haven't done a lot, doing a DNA test is a good place to start, especially when you're limited on your knowledge, because it does give you those places, if you're not sure where your family came from, can help you begin to look to find out how they got here, what was their place of origin before they arrived in Canada. And so with that, I'm just going to quickly finish up this video and really thank you all for watching. I'm going to hope you will continue to watch, and I'm going to have some more DNA videos. They'll be in a playlist that should be up there. In future videos, like I said, I'm going to be discussing more of the details, some of the other things besides the ethnicity estimates that we get from this. Because there's so much good information. And as well, I'm going to be doing that comparison. So if you're thinking of doing a DNA test, you'll have an idea of which one might be best for you. Because depending who you are, where you think your family's from, that does make a difference. So what I want to say now is just thank you again for watching. If you haven't liked this video, make sure you click down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and ring that bell so you get notifications of when I upload new videos. So in the meantime, I want you to keep searching for your ancestors. You have yourself a great day and keep safe.